Hey guys, welcome back to Grim Productions, and today I'm going to be discussing the top 5 possible returning props for Spirit Halloween 2022. Now, I've done recent videos on 2 possible returning props, which we'll see later in this video, but today I'm going to do my top 5 plus an honorable mention at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started with number 5, which I think is going to be the limb-eating zombie boy. Now, unfortunately, we usually do get only 4 returning props every year. This means that this one or another one could be cut from this list, but I can't see him returning because I know he's very popular, and I believe Party City is doing some kind of like remake of him, so I think it would make a lot of sense for Spirit to return him this year. The only thing I don't see, or the only reason I don't see him returning, is because they're kind of doing a remake on him, and because he is a little too gruesome for Spirit nowadays, which is, a shame, but that's the only reason why I don't think he is returning. And number 4 is actually a tie between 2 props. This is the mad scientist and the evil scientist, both, science related, obviously. The mad scientist is a very, very old prop, very old, one of the first ones, actually, one of the earliest ones. Basically, it's this mad scientist, and he, kind of lights up, and his brain kind of pops out, very, like, old school classic Halloween, kind of very nostalgic animatronic for a lot of the older Halloween fans. And then the next one is the evil scientist, which came out, I believe, in 2013, so many years after, who in my opinion is a lot scarier. The other one was kind of goofy, but this one's definitely a lot more scarier. The teeth and like the whole mask coming down, showing like his sharp teeth, are really, really cool, and the eyes are awesome, and his whole color scheme is very neat for a doctor. It's more like blackish and grays in a way, almost like a plague doctor type of feel. But yeah, very, very cool. I could definitely see these two having some kind of comeback, maybe even online or something like that, or maybe for a late release. And number 3, I think, is going to be the Reaper of Souls. Now, this one I'm pretty confident might return this year, as an online only, of course, though. The reason why I see this one returning is because he's another one that people have been wanting to return for such a long time. He is definitely a fan favorite, and in a lot of people's opinion, he is the best Reaper animatronic we have ever gotten. I have never seen him in person, unfortunately. I've only seen a couple videos of him. I can't imagine what they're going to do with him if they bring him back, though. I'm assuming, they'll give him better quality and stuff like that, but I can see them, adding so much to him. From what I've seen, he looks like a pretty cool prop, but of course I don't think he'll be in stores, because they usually do one returning prop per year that's in stores. The rest are online only, so I think he'll be an online only for sure, but also because he is still pretty dark, I think, for Spirit nowadays, which is why a lot of these old animatronics are kind of being put online only, because they are, the old animatronics are of course a lot darker now. And for number 2, to no one's surprise that'll be on this list, is Barnyard Butcher. Unfortunately, I do think he'll be online only because of the gruesomeness and the darkness, because he was brought back in 2014 or something, whenever they still did a lot of, darker props. So I think he will be online only, although I know a lot of us want to see him in person. I want to see him in person myself. I don't remember seeing him that much, so it would be nice to see him again. But I do think he'll be, one of the online only ones, because unless Spirit changes their mind and they do 2 returning props in the store, which I hope they do, then they would probably put him and one more in the store, which we'll see later in this video. But yeah, I do definitely think that Barnyard Butcher is coming back. I'm 99% sure. And for no one's surprise, of course, for number 1 is Pumpkin Nestor. I've already done 2 videos on this prop, I think, for returning for this year. This is the prop that I think is going to be returning in stores. I think we're going to see this one in stores because, he's an iconic prop. He's one they've been teasing at since day 1 of Spirit Halloween 2021. They brought back Little Nestor, even though he was an online only. But I have a feeling they are going to bring him in stores, because out of all these props on this list, he is definitely the most gruesome one, besides one more, which, is the honorable mention at the end of this video. But I can definitely see him returning for this year, for 2022. Now, like I said, unfortunately, they do only let 1 prop into the stores, so people can see him and buy him inside the stores. I'm not sure it's going to be this year, though. Hopefully they'll do 2, like I said, but I don't know. But he's for sure probably going to be in the stores, though. And for the honorable mention is actually the Pumpkin Patch Prowler, another pumpkin themed animatronic. Now, the only reason he's an honorable mention is because he is still kind of like new. He's not very, very old. The reason I put him in there, though, is because I've seen this from more than a couple people, actually, but a lot of people want to see him back. I'm not entirely sure why, because I don't think he was, like, a super good seller in 2018. I mean, he was definitely popular, but he wasn't, like, the number one seller, like Huck's the Clown or anything like that. He was okay in sales, I guess. But apparently a lot of people do want to see him back, and that would be really cool. I only saw him a couple times, and he honestly was pretty cool in stores, and it would be very nice to see him back also. The only reason I don't think we'll be seeing him is just because there's not enough people that want him back, and because he is still pretty modern and new. But there is hope for Pumpkin Patch Prowler fans, because we did see Cerberus return in 2019, even though he was a 2015 release and was brought back in 2016 too. And then they returned him in 2019, which is, pretty close together. I think they only skipped like a couple years. So we could very well see Pumpkin Patch Prowler maybe like as an online prop or something. I'm not entirely too sure. It would be cool to see him again though. But it is kind of a random pick in my opinion. Even though he is still a cool prop, and I can see why a lot of people do want him back. Like I said, I just don't think they're gonna bring him to stores. I think that's like a definite no, basically. I think the only one they're gonna bring to stores this year is Pumpkin Nestor, because he is the most, I guess, wanted one and more iconic and family friendly. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me in the comments down below if you think my opinions on who's going to return is accurate, and if you have any other opinions on who you think is going to return, please let me know in the comments down below. I really want to see who you guys think is going to return for this year, because, Spirit Halloween does listen to their fans, so we never know really who could return. It's just, I guess, whoever's the most popular, which this year I think it's been Barnyard Butcher and for sure Pumpkin Nestor. So we'll just have to wait and see till the day happens. Unfortunately, we haven't been getting any sneak peeks, but I have a feeling we will sometime this week or next week. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.